my fellow comic book collectors. Today is another Would You Rather, where I basically look at two different comics that I spent about the same amount of money on. In this case, I spent $1,200 each for these books. So these are big grails. These are grail books, and both are grails in a different genre. A lot of people said, hey, why are you comparing like Golden Age versus like Copper Age and all these kind of very, different ages? So I wanted to make a video where I compare two Golden Age books, but these two books are of different genres. So which genre would you prefer? This is, good girl art versus horror, Precode horror. So this will be a fun one, and I'll really be interested to hear what people's feedback is in terms of the two books that I chose. And these are both Grail books, so stay tuned. So, we're going to start out with the Precode horror book. And this is a pretty major book. This is Haunt of Fear number 17. And it is the origin of the three different thingies. I'm not sure what you call them. So it's like the Haunt of Fear, the Vault of Horror, and the Crypt of Terror. So it's the origin of those three, those are the ones that the stories are all from. So it's the origin of those. Also, it's a Johnny Craig cover, which is, he's like kind of a famous artist. And to add more to this Grailish book, it is a book that was mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent. And the reason it was mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent is kind of funny. What it was is inside it, there's like a psychiatrist, and he gives some bad advice to a patient, and that patient ends up dying as a result. So that is the reason it was mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent, because Wortham felt like, oh, why is the psychiatrist giving bad advice? So, yeah, it's kind of funny. So all those reasons that make this a pretty major Grail book. And it goes for, in about a 3 to 4 range, it goes for between $1,200 and $1,500. I paid $1,200 for this, and it's a very nice presenting copy. So that's the first one. And let me tell you a little bit more before you make your decision about which one you prefer. This is, there's only 68 of these on the census. So relatively rare, not super rare for Golden Age, but relatively rare. I mean, it's rare compared to modern books that have like thousands on the census, but 68, it's not super, super rare for Golden Age. Golden Age, I think of rare as being under 50. So, but 68, pretty low number. Okay, this is from 1950, and that's basically the info on that one. This next book is a major Grail, and it's Archie Grail. So that was EC Comics. This is Archie, or MLJ. So this is a kind of a major book for good girl art. This is considered to be one of the more famous good girl art covers. It's the Betty on the couch cover. It's a bit of an innuendo cover as well. I'm trying to get the glare so you can see the book. So this is Archie 50. This is a very popular cover. It's probably considered to be one of the, I would say, the best good girl art cover from the Archie series. And that's always debatable. It's a Bob Montana cover, so a famous artist as well, famous for good girl art. It's the sweater cover as well. As I said, it's the innuendo cover. This one goes for, as I paid $1,200. Recent sales are around that $1,500 for a 4.0. And I Go Collect had it rated as $1,900 in terms of value, which I thought was actually a little bit overpriced for the fair market value, but that's gives you a sense of the value of this book. So it's usually anywhere from $400 to $500 per point, if that makes sense. So, but just a really great book from 1951. And it says Classic Betty cover on the slab. So this book is not as rare as the EC book, actually. There is 148 of these on the census. And yeah, so that's it. That's the two books. We got Good Girl Art, famous Grail Good Girl Art, or famous Precode horror. So which would you rather? They're both roughly the same age. Like one's from 1950 and one's from 1951. So, you know, similar era, but one is just good girl art versus horror. So which would you prefer? And I think a lot of people are gonna, like, I'm gonna kind of try to guess people's opinions on this one. I think a lot of people like the Precode horror and might go that way, but you know, if you watch my videos, you might like the good girl art. So I don't know, like, because I show a lot of good girl art on this channel. So I'm kind of curious what way my viewers are going to go on this one. So I love both of these covers. They're both awesome books. So yeah, so just really curious what people will say. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, pick your book and put a comment below. Which would you choose? Haunt of Fear 17 or Archie number 50. So thanks again for watching. Bye for now.